Team USA had an excellent game, but the narrative centered around the game wasn't the fact that they won or blew out teams or anything like that, or how well they even played. It was more or less that my gosh, Caitlin and Paige were both benched and they did not start. So, from a branding standpoint, does bringing two of the biggest stars right now in women's basketball and Caitlin and Paige off the bench hurt marketability for Team USA?
Ev's not in here right now.
Ashley, we'll start with you.
Okay. Um, I mean, you can say that. Yeah, a little bit because those are two of the biggest names in the WNBA in women's basketball right now. So yeah, like it's going to hurt a little bit, but that's never going to be my priority personally.
Mm, interesting. What do you think about that?
I'm kind of on the same page. I wanted to pull up the roster so I don't misspeak. I mean, you got Jackie Young, you got Kelsey Plum, Chelsea Gray. I'm not saying the talent, the skill is better. I know there's better guards that probably fit the starting five rather than a score first Caitlin Clark. I'm questionable about Paige because I think she's an all around player. So maybe she could start, but I guess they're going seniority. It doesn't hurt. They're still playing minutes. So I don't think it matters that much. If you want to watch the game, if you're a fan of the game, you'll love all these players on the court no matter what time it is.
I mean, this is also Caitlin's first game in like almost a year for real. So
Mm-hmm.
that one you can't really say anything. And Paige is the youngin. At the end of the day, like there can't be that much. They're both youngins. They're both what? Caitlin's what, year two technically?
Yeah.
Technically year two. So I wouldn't have that much expectation on that.
Mm. So I guess my question would be, if you guys are saying that technically they're not the best players, Chris had this debate with us early on, and we talked to Lexi about this too. When it comes to growing the league, I know they're in a space right now where it's transcending. One of the narratives that was being pushed last year was when you're trying to grow a league and you look at just the market aspect of it, would having Paige or Caitlin, players that are bringing exposure right now and a new fan base, would you want to prioritize experience right now, or maybe putting a fresh set of eyes on Team USA?
Um, hmm. I think Team USA is always different than like an unrivaled or a W game or an AU game. Like their main priority is winning. They don't care about viewership. I mean, I don't know if you can always watch all the games anyway. So I think their main priority is winning. And then, I mean, like I said, I'm questionable about Paige. I think you can achieve targeting marketability and viewership if Paige were to start. Here they go. If Paige were to start, because she is coming off of Unrivaled, that was a lot of attention on her. So I think if she were to start, you could still continue that. Caitlin, like Ashley said, has not played. Her choice, whatever. She doesn't have to, but that's the only thing.
I forgot the damn question because I saw because I saw that. Just repeat the last part because I know you said it's about marketability and stuff. I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes you compromise prioritizing talent, like the actual best players and the experience you have when you're trying to grow something, by placing people like Paige and Caitlin where you can have a fresh set of eyes, getting their fan
Um,
bases.
I I see what you're saying, but I think that we've seen that it's definitely um picky and choosy when it comes to that, because I think if you have that conversation, then you would wonder why women's basketball, why the WNBA wouldn't prioritize utilizing Angel Reese more, because that was another part of it too. So I think that it's definitely they have that mindset when they want to have that mindset. But I like me. I'm I'm always I want to think about basketball first, and I think that that's a lost art in a lot of things. So And I also agree with Hev that USA basketball is a whole different entity. Like, that's not necessarily about viewership. That's not necessarily like the priority with that as well.
So my question for you and for the rest of the panel too on this one, when you look at the guards in the W, Have you alluded to that they're not the best per se right now? So my question is, who do you think is the most complete guard in the W right now when you look at like Chelsea Grays and the Pages and everyone's say Caitlin, so I'm just throwing a name out there, but who's the most complete guard in the W right now?
What are we like? What are the qualifiers for complete guard? Are we talking passing, impact on your teammates, making your teammates better, shooting, scoring? Like, what do we mean?
I think
Similar-
everything you just said.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna answer. I'm gonna go. Okay, that this is contradicting though. I think Paige is.
Oh,
I think Paige is the most
Yeah.
complete guard in the W. No question. She does everything.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say the same thing. And to me, being the most complete player isn't always necessarily being the best player, in a lot of ways. So I would say Paige as well is the most complete player. You know, she's gonna give effort on defense. It's not like she's a traffic cone. She has a midi, she has a 3-point. She's gonna get to the basket whenever she wants to. She has that passing ability. There's not a whole lot that you can say like, oh, that is the weakness of Paige's game. And I also think that her impact, especially as a rookie, was undeniable. And especially when the wings are able to, you know, I don't know if getting the right pieces was the problem, but getting her in a system that's going to best utilize her and her teammates so they can be a complete and competitive organization.
I love that. Gentlemen, any comments on that?
Yeah, TOG Network. Nigga, I thought you said you was leaving. Like, the fuck? You still here? Go get you a coffee or some breakfast, bro. You hating this damn early shit. God damn.
I mean, but again, he raises a sentiment that a lot of fucking fans share that Caitlin is shit. Fuck me, but better than sometimes she truly is. So, I mean, is there any is there any debate that can be made that Caitlin is a complete guard?
No. Jesus, let me be careful. I like her game. Let me be careful. The rebounding aspect is not there, and you can say that's not a point guard's job, but then you look at Paige, does it very well. The defense, a little sketchy. You could say a size, but I think it's just capability. It's just some people are just not capable of guarding at that level, and Paige is. When you're comparing the two, somebody brought up Kelsey Mitchell. Rebounding again, you just have to look at every aspect of the game, and Paige checks off those boxes. If you want to talk about complete player,
she do average 5 rebounds a game though. I mean, that's solid for a point guard.
Yeah.
Nobody gets upset though when a point guard doesn't get, like 8 to 10 rebounds because they know it's like that's not their job.
Yeah.
Especially when you got if you got a leading rebounder on your team or 2 elite rebounders on your team, ain't many rebounds to go around.
Yeah.
For real. I'm not mad at the Kelsey Mitchell comparison. Like, if you want to talk about most complete and you bring up Kelsey Mitchell versus Paige, okay. But CC,
Yeah. No, I agree. I also think that a lot of people think when they think of Caitlin Clark, they're thinking of her greatness in college. And I think that when she came to the W, she definitely did what she had to do. But to me, it didn't, I don't know, it was a little bit different because I feel like in the W, they were able to crack down a little bit on her defensively. It was, I won't say necessarily easier, but we saw her being stopped and pressured a little bit more than we saw in college. She struggled a little bit more. Not to say that she wasn't great, that she wasn't like a good basketball player, the rookie of the year, but she struggled a little bit more, and you would expect that in coming into the W. But I just feel like in coming in, you saw her weaknesses get exposed a little bit more than you saw Paige get exposed when she came into the W. So that's why between those two, it's a little bit different.
That's a good point. I also think when we look at Paige, and she's quickly becoming one of my favorite players to watch in the W. I look at her as probably the most. If we're going to talk about complete, I want to throw on the most fundamentally complete too. Just like every aspect of her game, as you mentioned, is there, and I don't know. I'm excited to see how she plays out in the next 4 or 5 years. But let's see, like Kelsey Mitchell, the best guard on our team.
Complete is not best, bruh. It's okay.
He can't even spell Kelsey
He
right. I'm
can't-
not paying attention.
He woke up choosing violence.
You ain't never been mad. You know what I'm saying? You don't type shit right when you mad. Oh, man.
Well, take a deep breath and sound out these words. All right. Shit.
But again, that's not the conversation right now. We were talking about complete, not necessarily the best player. And I also think that Kelsey Mitchell was able to show who she was this year without Caitlin being there. It opened some space. And I think that that Indiana Fever would be doing a disservice if Caitlin came back and they forced Kelsey Mitchell back into a box and didn't allow them to play at their highest level together.
What a great segue. It's like a similar situation in the NBA right now.
Continue that.